We have an update for you on the attempted rape that occurred in the Botanical Gardens this weekend.
The amount of time that you spend waiting on a bus may be changing thanks to a UGA mobile application.
Coming up next, find out what drink may be putting you in the emergency room.
From the University of Georgia, a student production of the Grady College of Journalism, this is Grady News Source.
Good evening from Athens. I'm Danielle Barker. UGA has been awarded millions to help people fight the flu.
And I'm Brittany Chanel. Our top story for tonight is an update on the attempted rape that happened this past weekend. Police still don't know the identity of the man responsible for the aggravated assault and attempted rape that happened at the Botanical Gardens this past Friday. Reporter Erin McGonigal is live in the newsroom with more.
Police are working very hard to figure out who did this. Today I learned that the UGA Police Department has contacted a sketch artist with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation in response to the incident.
Last Friday at the Botanical Garden complex, an unknown man with a knife approached a woman and then tried to take her to another location to rape her. Police say that after the woman talked to the man and calmed tensions, he left the scene. Then she called police. Authorities responded on foot with dogs, but they believe the man left the site before they had a full perimeter set up. They hope the sketch will help the investigation move forward.
So once we get that, we'll make that available to all media outlets, and we'll start doing some canvassing of areas and trying to see if anybody recognizes that person.
To create a composite of the man. Live in the newsroom, Erin McGonigal.
Thanks, Erin.
A weekend nightclub fight results in a man with a bloody head injury. At first, police thought the 22-year-old Franklin Street man was shot in the head after a gunfight outside of Club Platinum Sunday morning. Athens Clark Police Captain Clarence Holman confirms the victim was bleeding before they took him out of the club. He was slashed behind the ear. The 22-year-old and other men were kicked out of the club after they began fighting. A sheriff's deputy reported gunshots at 2 a.m. Captain Holman says they have some suspects, but want to make sure they are the right people before releasing any further information.
The Oconee County Sheriff's Office is offering firearm safety classes that will consist of a night session and a Saturday shooting range session starting in March. The Sheriff's Office initially scheduled 4 classes. This morning they announced an additional 2 classes that filled within 45 minutes. Chief Deputy Lee Weems says the classes reduce the chance of an accident related to firearms.
We get a lot of first-time buyers, the people that have gone out and bought a firearm, and they want some training on the firearm. And so basically, we're trying to teach people how to safely handle their firearm.
To find out about additional classes added, you can check the Oconee Sheriff's Office Facebook or call for updates.
Have you ever waited for a UGA bus? Well, good news, that's going to end. Meredith Dean says you only need a smartphone.
Thanks, Danielle. And through this awesome new UGA mobile app, students and residents are finally going to get to their destinations on time.
UGA student Robert Lorador has been waiting 15 minutes for his millage bus to come, but has no idea when the bus is even going to arrive.
This bus is so unreliable. There's absolutely no way I'm going to get to class on time today. It's just a pain.
But SGA Vice President Marshall Mosier says the entire system of relying on bus schedules is about to change.
Yeah, everyone's super excited for it. The name is Route Shout. You can download it on the iTunes Store on any type of mobile device for free. But you go in there, select UGA as the option, and right now it will give back all of the route information that is already loaded into the system, and then by spring break at the latest, it will have the buses actually moving around in real-time motion. You can pull up the map and see where they are all day long.
UGA Campus Transit and Student Government Association have had this idea in the making since 2000. But now the mobile application called Route Shout is finally becoming a reality.
Not only does UGA carry more passengers than any other university system in the country, but behind MARTA, it's the #2 system in Georgia.
Besides helping thousands of students get to class on time, Ron Hamlin of Campus Transit says this initiative will also address safety issues.
But when you get into the nighttime service, when the buses are running far less frequently, it becomes more of a safety issue after dark and so forth. They can stay in the library, wherever they happen to be, and just arrive at the bus stop in time, not have to wait there wondering about the bus.
And other students will hopefully feel the same way once they benefit from the perks of this UGA bus app.
Oh, absolutely. I would most definitely use the UGA bus app, and it would definitely help me get to class on time.
Now, the company that is sponsoring this app is also working on the University of Montana's bus system as well, but the full-fledged application will be working completely by the end of April.
Thanks, Meredith. I'll definitely be using that app. I can't tell you how many times I've waited on those buses.
Good news for 3 researcher professors at UGA. Professors Richard DeLuey, Stephen Tompkins, and Ralph Tripp have been granted $1.1 million to study methods that would better predict emerging influenza strains. They will focus mainly on more deadly strains of the flu. The method they are working on is called nano-optical detection. It will use laser light beams that will hopefully allow researchers to create a vaccine before any outbreaks of the virus occur. The money for the research is funded by the National Institute of Health and will take place in the UGA College of Veterinary Medicine. And after the past couple of months, I think everyone would like a way to avoid the flu.
You see energy drinks all over the place, but these drinks may be doing more harm than good.
More teenagers and young adults are turning to energy drinks to stay awake. This drink industry is booming right now, but one government survey showed how emergency visits from these drinks have doubled in the last 4 years, especially in young adults. The report says that they are causing insomnia, headaches, and heart problems. Although the energy drink industry contends there is no proof the products are linked to the hospital visits, the government is calling them a public health problem.
Sometimes when I drink too much energy drinks or too much coffee, my heart starts to race really fast and it makes me feel kind of nauseous, but I drink them anyways because it's necessary for college.
For a healthier way to get energy, you can take B vitamins, eat protein-filled snacks, try to incorporate cardio in your daily routine, and try to go to bed earlier. Taylor Eisenhower, Grady News Source.
I know we could all make a better effort to get a good night's rest. A local video store is closing after 27 years in business. Find out which one and how other stores are compensating for the loss coming up.
Also, some UGA journalism students were given the opportunity of a lifetime this weekend. We've got the scoop coming up.
Blockbusters and other movie stores are closing nationwide, but one local Athens video store has found a way to keep their video businesses running. Reporter Hannah Patrick has found out how the video is still succeeding.
Well, Danielle, 2 brothers own these local Vision Videos. They've been running Vision Video for over 26 years. Unfortunately, they have to close one of the 3 stores. However, they have found a way to keep the other 2 stores running smoothly.
Movie rentals have been going on for over 4 decades now. But the rise of internet access, Netflix, and Redbox have created competition. The Vision Video on the east side, however, does not plan on closing anytime soon.
I have really good faith in this location, or at least in Vision Video, because we're local. I think Blockbuster's main problem was that they went nationwide with 10 million stores and just kind of overdid themselves.
One of the managers believes their movie recommendations, loyal customers, and personality will keep their business open. Zach Henderson says their wide variety of movies, from foreign to anime, also set them apart from regular movie stores.
You go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, movie gallery, and you're just like, hey, do you have any foreign films? Like, yeah, I have 5.
They even have a trivia game they like to play with their customers.
But it varies in questions. It all has to do with film. And what we would do is when you got it right, you would get a free old release on us. We have customers that come in here, and it's the personal interaction. They'll come in and say, oh, I like this movie. And we'll say, oh, well, have you seen this one?
Henderson believes their locality and personal recommendations will keep them growing in the Athens community. Hannah Patrick, Grady News Source.
The brothers believe that closing the Broad store location will help out the other 2 locations. They say the Broad store was in the middle of the other 2. This will hopefully bring them more business.
Thanks, Hannah.
Technology is rapidly changing many traditional businesses. Here's a clip of something you may not see much of in the future.
422. It should be 422. 422. There you go. Thank you. 422. Oh, bigger boy.
Mage Kane has more information about a website where producers post classifieds, a process that will make buying and selling livestock a lot easier.
For technology, if a farmer needed farm equipment, livestock, or hay, they would look at the classified section in the newspaper. That is all about to change. A new website called Cattle on Demand is making the process easier.
With everything going so heavily towards the internet and it's instant access, you can get it right then. We're trying to take advantage of that market and put those buyers and sellers together.
Cattle on Demand acts as a middleman to link consumers and producers in the livestock industry. They host online sales by listing farm equipment, livestock, and even hay for purchase.
The process is cheaper than live auctions. Buyers and sellers from anywhere in the United States can come to the website and get information about sales in their area.
And as fast-paced as life is, we decided, why not use the internet?
Producers and buyers found this technique to be easy and are slowly catching on to the process. Cattle on Demand is just the beginning of online buying and selling in the livestock industry. Mage Kane, Grady News Source.
If you want more information about Cattle on Demand, you can visit cattleondemand.com.
There are wildfire warnings in your area, and I'll tell you why the rain from last week isn't helping. Also, stay tuned for what weather holds for us later this week. Currently outside, it's a sunny 42 degrees, but it's still a little windy, about 12 miles per hour. So if you're about to head outside, make sure you throw on a rain jacket or a windbreaker. Overnight tonight, it's going to drop to a low 26. And the wind will be a little bit softer, only 5 miles per hour. So hopefully there'll be a little bit less of a bite in the air. And then tomorrow, it's going to be sunny, and we're going to head up to a high of 51. So that'll be a nice change and just a little bit warmer than it's been. But there will still be some gushing winds. So make sure that you dress for that. Make sure you have maybe a scarf or something to keep your neck warm. Tonight, there's going to be mainly just lows of 27 and 26 in the Athens and Atlanta, Gainesville area. Tomorrow, we are going to have the highs range a little bit. We've got Athens has 51, Washington over here with 53, Elberton's 50, Commerce is 49, Gainesville's 46, Winder 49, Atlanta over here is 49 as well. So, you know, right in the upper 50s and or lower 50s and higher 40s for us. Now your 5-day forecast, as I said, Wednesday is going to be sunny, and Thursday is going to be sunny as well. Friday, though, it is going to rain. So, okay, so Friday's going to rain. So make sure you keep your rain boots close to the front of your closet, and the Saturday and Sunday should be sunny, but still a little chilly. Lighting up a bonfire or throwing your cigarette butts out the window may be more hazardous than usual. The National Weather Service is warning that conditions in north and central Georgia could result in some dangerous wildfires. Now, there has been a lot of rain recently, but it was cold over the weekend.
After the passage of the cold front, the air became a lot drier, so relative humidities are very low. And it's cold enough that we're not getting a lot of evaporation from the ground. So even though the ground is still pretty wet, it's not doing a lot to help the fire situation. And with the winds that are forecast for the next few days, you know, any one spark can really start a fire that can get out of control quickly.
So it's a combination of relative humidity and high winds that cause these fires.
So how long do we have to worry about this wildfire issue?
It should be between, you know, this afternoon and through Thursday afternoon is what I heard. Yeah, it's really bizarre that because of the rain, there's still all of this, all of the fire warnings.
Right, and the rain has brought this cold weather because tonight it's going to be like the lowest degrees. What are you thinking about that?
I'm not looking forward to that. I know. It should be very chilly tonight. Maybe just stay bundled outside.
48 hours later, and the next season is already on the Falcons' mind. Find out what the offseason has in store for the team after the break. The Falcons are already moving on from their loss to the 49ers in hopes of reaching next year's Super Bowl. Head coach Mike Smith is telling his team to look past the outcome of the game and to begin preparing for next season.
It was tough for everybody, tough for for our guys when there's finality with our season, but we will bounce back, Daryl. We just don't feel real good right now.
Ryan's got him
game with 182 yards. This leaves the receiving corps in good shape, even with the probable retirement of tight end Tony Gonzalez. Matt Ryan says he was honored to have played with the #2 all-time receiving leader.
I mean, he's been awesome to play with from the day that he came here. I'm privileged to have played with him for as long as I did, and you know, whatever he chooses, I wish him the best.
Ryan will spend the first few weeks of the offseason with a sprained left shoulder. Coach Smith, had the team gone to the Super Bowl, Ryan would have played. Now Arthur Blank and the Falcons turn their mind to getting healthy and picking the number 30 spot in the NFL draft. The Georgia gymnastics team won both their meets this weekend, beating Auburn by 0.35 of a point and by beating number 10 Stanford by 1.6 points. Gym Dog coach Dana Durante outlines the goals that were the main focus going into these two meets.
We've set a goal after each meet or after each inter-squad. We set a goal of what we need to do to get better. So it's varied. This week our goal was to improve our technique and improve our form.
This weekend the Gym Dogs traveled to Fort Worth, Texas to take place in the Megaplex Challenge. Georgia basketball coach Mark Fox is taking part in the Infinity Coaches Charity Challenge to win a $100,000 prize. If he wins the contest, Coach Fox will donate the money to charity Coaches vs. Cancer. 48 men's college basketball coaches from around the country are participating in the challenge. The winning coach will be announced on March 11th. You can help Coach Fox by going to espn.com/contest/infinity and voting for him in the South region. We will also have a link for you on GradyNewsSource.com.
You know, Leah, I went to the Gym Dogs meet yesterday. It looks like they're having an awesome season so far.
You know what, and they're really looking forward to continuing their win streak. They're on a 3-meet win streak right now, and Coach Durante is very, very pleased, and I'm sure the players are as well, going into that process that they've set up for themselves.
Definitely.
A group of UGA students took a trip of a lifetime this past weekend. We'll tell you where they went next.
UGA's own journalism organization, Di Gamma Kappa, traveled to New York City this weekend.
DGK took their first trip to New York City for both business and pleasure.
Well, New York is kind of the center for possibly jobs when you get out of college.
While in New York, students did as the New Yorkers do. They rode the subway. They ate tons of pizza.
My favorite part of the trip was probably the great pizza, man. I went to all the famous pizza places, and it was just amazing.
And they hit all the hot spots and toured all of New York's most famous landmarks, including the 9/11 Memorial. The goal of the trip was met when students attended events and met with business professionals.
Well, for broadcast, we chose certain events where you could actually see how the business works. You know, you went to live tape shows to see how those happen. You know, they're not actually live, they're taped. And you go to like mixers and dinners with professionals so you can make those connections, get business cards, say, hey, one day I might want to intern, maybe I want to work with you.
Overall, the students felt like the trip was a success.
I think the whole trip in general was an amazing opportunity. You know, you don't really get to do this all that often, and the fact that we got to go to a bunch of different networks, there was so many options, everybody got to, you know, do something that they wanted to do that was more tailored, and that was awesome.
What I hope people take away from this trip is that DGK, we're here to help, and we're here to help them better their future and potentially get a job in the future.
DGK hopes to make this an annual trip. Brittany Denny, Grady News Source.
You may use your boarding pass.
If you are a Grady student and interested in DGK, it isn't too late to sign up for this semester.
One lucky person could become a millionaire in tomorrow night's Powerball drawing. There was no winner on Saturday's drawing, raising the jackpot $110 million. The deadline to purchase a ticket is Wednesday at 10 p.m., with the drawing scheduled at 11 p.m. And now we're going to throw it back to Catherine with weather.
Just wanted to give you a heads up for what we have in store for tomorrow. At 9 a.m. it's going to be 33 degrees, so make sure you bundle up. At noon it should warm up to 44. At 3 it's going to be a warm 51, the high of our day, and at 6 it's going to be 45 degrees, and at 9 p.m. tomorrow night it's going to be 40.
From all of us here at Grady News Source,
good night.
Grady News Source is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communications. The views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the University of Georgia or the Georgia Board of Regents.